Forex analysis. When the graph goes up, it's a buy. When the graph goes down, it's a sell. How can we trade this chart? There are two main ways for everybody to trade this chart. The first one is the fundamental, which is fundamental. The second one is what? Technical, which is technical. Now, when we're looking in terms of these two terms, which is we have fundamental and technical. These are the two main ways to trade this chart. But before we get into the fundamental and technical, we need to understand how this graph works. Now, we know, as I've already said, that when the graph goes up, it's a buy, and when the graph goes down, it's a sell. There are two main ways to trade this chart. The first one is fundamental, the second one is technical. Now, when we're looking at this chart, it's actually what? What is actually creating this chart? Okay, this chart is created by this price. You can see this price here. So this price is creating what? The chart. But this price alone cannot create what? This chart. What we need is what? Is having an understanding of what? Let me share with you so that you can actually get a better understanding. Now, let's use a different chart. Okay. Now, I want to share with you that we have this H2 here, which is time frame. The time frame will what? Will actually close and open the candlesticks. Will close and open the candlesticks. And now, since we're getting to the candlesticks, we have what? We have, whenever we have to start trading, we must understand that this graph is actually what? We have a bar chart here, just that we don't have we have a bar chart, we have a candlestick chart, and we have a line chart. Now we are under what? We are under candlesticks chart. Okay? All right. Now the candlesticks, even the line chart, the bar chart is gonna be almost the same, but it's different when it comes to actually reading these candlesticks. Now the time here will open and close the candlesticks. What it means that the candlestick, each candlestick that you see here, it's 2 hours. Each candlestick that you see here, even this candlestick, is what? Is 2 hours. All right. So the candlestick will what? Will open and what? And close. Will open. Since now this candlestick is a candlestick of a buy, as you can see, it's actually what? It's green. Okay, that's a candlestick of a buy. Now, when we're looking in terms of a candlestick of a sell, this candlestick that is red here, we can actually take, for example, this candlestick here. That's the candlestick of a what? Of a sell. It's red. Now, a candlestick of a sell will have what? Will have an open here, which is an open, and we'll have what? We'll have a close here. When we have open and close, we'll also have what? We'll also have a higher price, which is H, and a lower price, which is low. It's the same way when it is actually we're looking at the buy. The buy will have an open below here, which is open, and close here. And then we have a lower price, and we have a higher price, just like that. Now, that's the fundamental principle of the candlesticks. All right. Now, since the candlesticks are actually opening and closing with time, they are using what? They are using the price. To what? To show you the digits, which is the value of the candlesticks, in actually you understanding that right now we are actually what? Buying or selling. But for you to actually start reading, let's go back to our what? Let's go back to our technical and actually fundamental and technical. Now, fundamental represent that. Since we are actually using the time frame, we actually go back to the time frame. Now we can use a different chart also. Okay, so that we make a demonstration to you. You can see this is M30, which is 30 minutes. Now, the fundamental, it's trading the news. Trading what? News. News, many of you, I believe you know, or you have some background in understanding the news. News, we're talking about what? Reports. And these reports, they are gathered from where? They are gathered from actually the world. Now, when we're talking about reports, we're talking about what? We're talking about all these things that can happen in the world, such as the war, such as the interest rate, such as the inflation, such as the employment rate. See, now we're talking about what? Events, which is we're trading what? The news. Now the news, they affect the market, which is they affect these candlesticks. Now, when we're actually looking at the affecting factors, what is actually causing, or what is the driving force for these candlesticks to move all the way down like this and move all the way up like that? What is the driving force? Now, the driving force is actually what? It's actually in line with the technical, which is technical and fundamental. Now we're in the fundamental. Fundamental, we're looking for the short term. Okay, what can affect this candlestick chart? So in a way, let's say right now we have an interest rate happening. So meaning that the banks that they are releasing a report of an interest rate that will actually what? Give a candlestick or a movement that you see as of a sell here, representing that what? Since now we're trading this asset, let's say in this case we're trading USD South African rand. So if right now the report was bad for the South African central bank, then the graph will actually go down. However, there are actually indicators to show that actually what? It will actually go down. But then if yourself have this inside the report before the news happen, you will understand where to sell and where to buy. But keep in mind, this candlesticks, it's run by what? By a program. This program is actually what? Making up the opening of a candlestick, an opening and a closing of a candlestick, which is a closing here, an opening here. All right, so we have a high and then we have a low. Now this will give a data to what is going to happen next. All right, since the program, it's running what? These candlesticks. Now for us not to take too long and actually understanding the fundamental, because I believe right now you know the fundamental. We have a calendar for the fundamental news, so you can actually search on the internet, you will find it there. All right, if you have some difficulties, reach out to me. Now we go back to the technical. Technical is actually what? Trading for short term, long term, medium and long term. Now, when you're looking in terms of long term, short term, we're actually we're trying to understand that, okay, you'll trade on short term. Remember, we have time frame, since I mentioned to you that we have time frame. Now, the time frame in this case, we have what? We have an H2 time frame, as you can see it over here. Now, on the H2 time frame, that's technical, meaning that you are analyzing for the long term. You are analyzing for the long term. So if right now you buy here, let's say you buy at this point, you will wait for what? 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours until you actually what? Get out at this level here, which is an exit for you. Now you get to understand that, okay, I'm trading what? For the short term, maybe for the day, since we have what I called, let me share with you, we have what? Period separators. The period separators, they are separating what? If right now we are in an H2, this period separators will be separating what? A weekly. If you go to sorry, let me just share with you here. If you go to an M30, the period separators will actually separate only a day. So you will go to a short term, meaning that you'll be trading in a day. When you're trading in a day, you will be actually looking what you see, the dot line that are moving here. So meaning that you will be trading only for this day, for the whatever that happened here. meaning that you are in a short term. But when you go to a medium term, then you can actually trade for the 2 days. But when you go to a longer period of time, then the H2 here will change to what? To a daily, to a month. For example, let's use a different example here so that we can actually have a better understanding. Now, when we check here, you can see that we have what? We have a daily chart. Now, on this daily chart, remember, I still want under technical. We are in a long term, so this is daily. So if right now we got in a trade here, we actually count in 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, which means we're in a trade for more than a week here. And we're in a trade for more than a week here also. So this will give you an understanding that, okay, right now we got in for trading a longer period of time. Okay, so when you have to have a short term you trading this graph, then you are in a short term. And the short term, when you're looking in terms of short term and medium term, we have to understand that the short term will be actually looking at what time frame. We're talking about 1 minute to 1 hour. Okay, and then medium term, we're talking about what? We're talking about 4 hours to a day. And then long term, we're looking in terms of what? We're looking in terms of a weekly to a month. That's how it is. So now I believe you have some better understanding how the Forex analysis works. Okay, and for you to understand more in deeper analysis, I'm gonna make another part 2 of this lesson so that we can get a better understanding into more details on you understanding more, so that I don't make this video long. So for now, stay blessed. I love you all. I'll see you on another lesson.